Hi, people are asking me about how is Australia. Uh, so I can just go for Aussie jokes only. The questions about Australia are supposed posted on Tourism Australia website. Helpful Australian suggested responses. UK person asked the question, does it ever get windy in Australia? I've never seen it rain on a TV. So how do the plants grow? My answer. We import all plants fully grown and then just sit around watching them die. Question. Will I be able to see kangaroos in the street from USA? Depends how much you'll be drinking. I want to walk from Perth to Sydney. Can I follow the railroad track? He's from Sweden. Sure, it's only 3,000 miles. Take lots of water. Question. Are there any ATMs, cash machines in Australia? Can you send me a list of them in Brisbane, Cairns, Townsville, and Hervey Bay, and etc.? This is from UK. What did your last slave die of? Can you give me some information about hippo raising in Australia from USA? Africa is the big triangle shaped continent south of Europe. Australia is that big island in the middle of the Pacific. It doesn't, oh, forget it. Sure, the hippo raising is every Tuesday night in King's Cross. Come naked. Which direction is north in Australia? USA. Face south and then turn 90 degrees. Contact us when you get here and we'll send the rest of the directions. When I explain to you, it's slipping my tongue just because you're slippery. Can I bring cutlery into Australia from UK? Why? I just use your... Just use your fingers like we do. Can you send me the Vienna Boys Choir schedule? This is from USA. Austria is that quaint little country bordering Germany, which is, oh, forget it, sure. The Vienna Boys Choir plays every Tuesday night in King's Cross straight after the hippo races. Come naked. Can I wear high heels in Australia from a lady from UK? You are a British politician, right? Can you tell me the regions in Tasmania where the female population is smaller than the male population? This is from Italy. Yes, gay nightclubs. Do you celebrate Christmas in Australia, France? Only at Christmas. Are there killer bees in Australia? Oh, we are always staying with bears. Are there killer bees in Australia? This is from Germany. Not yet. But for you, we'll import them. Come. Are the supermarkets in Sydney and is milk available all year round? This is from Germany. No, we are a peaceful civilization of vegan hunter-gatherers. Milk is illegal here. Question. Please send a list of all doctors in Australia who can dispense rattlesnake serum from USA. Rattlesnakes live in America, which is where you come from. All Australian snakes are perfectly harmless, can be safely handled, and make good household pets. Even our Indian brethren here have that Lord Shiva and Krishna who have that kind of snakes which are house pets. I have a question about a famous animal in Australia, but I forget its name. It's a kind of bear and lives in trees. USA. It's called a drop bear. They are so called because they drop out of gum trees and eat the brain of anyone walking underneath them. You can scare them off by spraying yourself with human urine before you go out walking. I was in Australia 1969 on R&R, and I want to contact the girl I dated while I was staying in King's Cross. Can you help? USA. Oh my God. Yes, and you will still have to pay her by the hour. I'll be able to speak English most places I go. Yes, see. Yes, but you'll have to learn it first. This is another kind of thing. Asi, asi, oye, oye. Being Australian is about driving a German car to an Irish pub for a Belgian beer and then traveling home, grabbing an Indian curry or a Turkish kebab on the way to sit on a Swedish furniture and watch American shows on a Japanese TV. Oh my God. And only in Australia can a pizza get to your house faster than an ambulance. Only in Australia do people order double cheeseburgers, large fries, and Diet Coke. Only in Australia do banks leave both doors open and chain the pens to the counters. Only in Australia do we leave cars worth thousands of dollars in the drive and lock our junk and cheap lawnmower in the garage. Only in Australia do we use answering machines to screen calls and then have call waiting so we won't miss a call from someone we didn't want to talk to in the first place. Only in Australia are there disabled parking places in front of a skating rink. Not to mention, 3 Aussies die each year testing if a 9-volt battery works on the tank. 142 Aussies were injured in 1999 by not removing all pins from the shirts. That's new shirts. 58 Aussies are injured each year by using sharp knives instead of screwdrivers. 31 Aussies have died since 1996 by watering the Christmas tree while the fairy lights were plugged in. 8 Aussies had serious burns in 2000 trying on a new jumper with a lit cigarette in the mouth. A massive 543 Aussies were admitted to emergency in the last 2 years after opening bottles of beer with their teeth. And finally, in 2008, 8 Aussies cracked the skull whilst throwing up into the toilet. Is that enough for job search? A major international company was looking to hire someone for a senior management position. So they interviewed dozens of applicants and narrowed their search down to 3 people from different parts of the world. In an attempt to pick one of them, they decided to give them all the same questions to answer within 24 hours, and the one with the best answer would get the job. The question was, a man and a woman are in bed nude. The woman is lying on her side with her back facing the man, and the man is lying on his side facing the woman's back. What is the man's name? After the 24 hours was up, there were further interviews. They were brought in to give the answers. The first from Canada said, "My answer is there is no answer." The second from New Zealand said, "My answer is that there is no way to determine the answer with the information we were given." The third from Australia said, "I'm not exactly sure, but I have it narrowed down to 2 names. It's either Willie Turner or Willie Naylor." The Australian got the job. Big baby. A Queensland salesman is drinking in a South Australian hotel when he gets a call on his mobile phone. He hangs up, grinning from ear to ear, excitedly yells, "A round of drinks for everyone in the bar. My wife has just produced a bouncing baby boy weighing 25 pounds. Nobody can believe that any baby could weigh in at 25 pounds. But the Queenslander just shrugs, stating, "That's about average in Queensland. Like I said, he's a typical Queensland baby boy." Congratulations. show him from every corner of the pub, and many exclamations of truth or had. 2 weeks later, the Queenslander returns to the bar. Bartender says, "Aren't you the father of that Queensland baby that weighed 25 pounds at birth? Everybody's been having bets about how big he would be at 2 weeks. So how much does he weigh?" The proud father answers, 17 pounds. The bartender, puzzled and concerned, says, "What happened? He weighed 25 pounds the day he was born." The Queenslander takes a long, slow swig from his beer, wipes his lips on his shirt sleeve, leans onto the bar, and proudly declares, "Had the little blighter circumcised." Wait with it. In the year 2006, the Lord came unto Noah, who is now living in Australia, and said, "Once again, the earth has become wicked and overpopulated, and I see the end of all flesh before me. Build another ark and save two of every living thing along with a few good humans." He gave Noah the blueprint, saying, "You have 6 months to build the ark before I'll start the unending rain for 40 days and 40 nights. 6 months later, the Lord looked down and saw Noah weeping in his yard, but no ark. "Noah," he roared, "I'm about to start the rain. Where is the ark?" "Forgive me, Lord," begged Noah, "but things have changed. I need a building permit. I've been arguing with the inspector about the need for a sprinkler system. My neighbors claim that I violated the neighborhood zoning laws by building the ark in my yard and exceeding the height limitation. We had to go to the Development Appeal Board for decision. Then the Transport Department, the energy companies demand a bond be posted for the future cost of moving power trolley and overhead obstructions to clear the passage for the ox moved to the sea. I argued that the sea would be coming to us, but they would hear nothing of it. Getting the wood was another problem. There's a ban on cutting local trees in order to save the spotted owl and koalas. I tried to convince the environmentalists that I need the wood to save these little guys, but no go. When I started gathering the animals, an animal rights group sued me. They insisted that I was confining wild animals against their will, and they argued the accommodation was too restricted and it was cruel and inhuman to put so many animals in a confined space. Then the Environment Department ruled that I couldn't build the ark until they conduct an environment impact study on your proposed flood. I'm still trying to resolve a complaint with the Human Rights Commission on how many minorities I'm supposed to hire for my building crew. Also, the trade unions say I can't use my sons. They insist I have to hire only union workers with ark building experience. To make matters worse, Customs and Excise seized all my assets, claiming I am trying to leave the country illegally with the endangered species. So forgive me, Lord, but it is going to take at least 10 years to finish this arc. Suddenly the skies cleared, the sun began to shine, and rainbows stretched across the sky. Noah looked up in wonder and asked, "You mean you are not going to destroy the world?" "No," said the Lord. "Your government beat me to it." This is God's own country. In the beginning, God created day and night. He created day for footy matches, going to the beach and barbecue. He created night for going prawning, sleeping, and barbecues. God saw that it was good. Evening came and morning came, and it was the second day. On the second day, God created water for surfing, swimming, and barbecue on the beach. God saw that it was good. Evening came and morning came. It was the third day. On the third day, God created the earth to bring forth plants to provide tobacco, malt, and yeast for beer and wood for barbecues. God saw that it was good. Evening came and morning came, and it was fourth day. On the fourth day, God created animals and crustaceans for chops, sausages, steak, and prawns for barbecues. God saw that it was good. Evening came and morning came. It was the fifth day. On the fifth day, God created block to go to the footy, enjoy the beach, drink the beer, and eat the meat and prawns and barbecues. God saw that it is good. Evening came and morning came, and it is the sixth day. On the sixth day, God saw that the block was lonely and needed someone to go to the footy, surf, drink beer, eat, stand around the barbecue with. So God created mates, and God saw that they were good blocks. God saw that it is good. Evening came and morning came, and it was seventh day. On the seventh day, God saw that the blocks were tired and needed a rest. So God created Sheilas to clean the house, carry children, wash, cook, and clean the barbecue, and all was good. Evening came, and it was the end of the seventh day. God sighed, looked around at the twinkling barbecue fires, heard the hiss of opening beer cans, and raucous laughter of all the blokes and Sheilas, smelled the aroma of grilled chops and sizzling prawns, and God saw that it was not just good, it was better than that, it was bloody good. It was Australia.